I am joined here by my buddy Chris from Goose Software. A lot of you guys know Chris. He's been a constant on the Overdog podcast. These guys are everywhere at the conferences. He's a good guy and always has the latest information for me on technology and how this industry is evolving. So I wanted to get him back on here just to go over some stuff that he thinks is very relevant for pet resorts right now and to find out some of the cool things that Goose has been working on. So Chris, why don't you start out by, first of all, hello, and why don't you just start out by just kind of giving a quick overview of kind of who you are and what Goose is for those rare people who might not have seen you before.
Sure thing. Yeah. Fern, thanks for having me. I am one of the co-founders of Goose. And for those that don't know, I also come from the industry. So I've operated a pet care facility for many years in this space and know operations very well. That's what kind of led me down the path to explore the software and try to improve that for all of us who've obviously been operating in this industry for quite some time. You know that the pet care industry is kind of a laggard in technology in some sort. So we wanted to definitely afford the technology that other industries enjoy and bring that into the pet care space. So that's what we're doing with Goose and are excited about what we're building.
Yeah, and I think it's more relevant than ever before to, as you kind of mentioned, like other industries have been keeping up with current technology and stuff. And I feel like pet care has been a little behind the curve and it's been disappointing. As a digital marketer, I've been using a lot of these tools for my clients and stuff. And it's just frustrating that some of like most pet resort owners don't have access to this pretty common at this point, fairly common technology that is so useful and so important to leverage to help them do what they do better. So that's why I'm always excited to chat with you and see what you guys have been cooking because I think it's high time that that you guys came in and kind of rescued a lot of people from doing it the kind of old school way that I think is never going to keep people relevant in the future. So why don't you just give us what do you see right now that is really moving the needle?
Yeah, and we thought it was time as well. You said it's about time, and I've been long around long enough to where I've operated a facility pre-technology on pen and paper and big spreadsheets of writing down reservations. So I kind of know, where the industry has gone from that type of legacy operation into the kind of the legacy software that's been around for a few years now, where they kind of digitize that operation. And now I think Goose, we're taking that to the next level and thinking about how technology can really leverage your operation to not just help you operate, but to actually generate more revenue for the business. One of the biggest gaps we saw right out of the gate was how consumers interacted with your business and how do they book a reservation, and instantly confirmed online booking engine seem like a no-brainer, right? I mean, we do this in every other aspect of our life, whether we're booking airfare or hotels or Airbnb, we do it online with instant confirmation. Consumers gravitate towards that experience. And why we wouldn't offer that in the pet care space just didn't make any sense to us. And so when we first introduced that, our hypothesis was that would drive revenue and ease operational efficiency for these businesses. And so far, that has proven to be more than true over time. And I think more and more facilities are seeking out that experience for their consumers because that's the way they operate in their lives. And they know that their consumers want that same experience. And that's proven to be just a huge value unlock for these businesses. And more are kind of discovering that that is kind of the way to operate in this space. And they're becoming more comfortable with offering instantly online confirmed reservations because historically we've always wanted to kind of solve, and it's been a manual process of solving for safety, compliance, and then also revenue. We feel like we have to talk to every single customer to upsell them during the reservation process. Turns out e-commerce can do that pretty well too. And if we build the data structure in the appropriate way, we can also solve for safety and compliance in that online experience. So, in turn, what happens is your front desk is freed from being tied to the phones and responding to requests via email. Those reservations are flowing in online at all hours of the day and night, right? I mean, we see a 40-50% of reservations are being booked after hours when the business is closed, and customers are interacting with your business when it's works for their time, not yours. And so you're capturing more of the demand in the market and not missing opportunities. And so that has been like say a huge value unlock for a lot of these businesses, and many are discovering that now.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why it works so well is it solves problems for the business as well as the consumer. Like they're both happy based on this. It takes some of the manpower and having to get back to everybody and make sure you're talking to someone, which is not always possible given the average day that you have. And the average consumer wants to book when it's convenient for them. And just because you close at 7, some people will work. My wife and I have some friends coming in a week or so, and we spent last night making dinner reservations, show reservation, like everything online because we were available at 8 o'clock at night. So that's when it was convenient for us. It's the only time we had to do it. So if that's not available, like people are going to go to where it is convenient.
You're exactly right. And 15 years ago, when I first kind of created the first online booking engine for this space, I actually did it from the consumer vantage point. Obviously I was a business operator in the space, but I was thinking from the consumer standpoint of, boy, I'd love to be able to book online. And so I did it purely from the convenience standpoint, thinking my customers will love this. Little did I know the value that it was going to create for the business itself. And the revenue started to take off. And this was in a business that didn't need any more customers. We'd been around for 60 years. We had a full pipeline of customers in demand and a wait list during all the busy times of the year. So it's not like I was looking for new customers, but I started to unlock higher value customers and finding better customers and getting better reservations through that online process. Because what I also kind of discovered was the owner operator, was in control of every reservation coming through into my business, not the 20-something-year-old sitting at the front desk making, what I consider some of the most important business decisions for your business is, do I take this reservation or not? Is it a good reservation for the business during that time period for this customer and that pet? And so when you kind of build your logic around that online booking engine, you already know that every reservation coming through that channel is a great reservation, one that you want, because you are responsible for setting up the logic and the settings that control that inflow of bookings coming in. So that was really awesome to discover when I first started with just the convenience standpoint. It turned into, wow, this is a huge value creator as well.
Yeah, and I've been talking a lot lately about branding, about building a brand instead of a business, and also about improving the customer experience. I think a lot of people in this industry are so hyper focused on the dog's customer experience, but they've let go the human side of it, the person who actually fronts the bill for all this stuff, to really think about their experience and creating a pleasurable experience to interact with the business. And this is just like one of the low-hanging fruit ways that you can do that and really make a consistent, like really well thought out process to your, how someone books. And, coming from someone who listens to a lot of Google calls, because we run a lot of ads for on Google for our clients, we have to listen to these calls, hearing how people are answering the phones and the depending upon who answers the phone, you get a totally different experience. Some people forget the upsell, some people are afraid to say it, some people just fumble through it, and it's not consistent. So this is the perfect way to create that consistency and have that brand image kind of reinforced every time.
Absolutely. I mean, you create an unmatched convenience, and then you combine that with the ability to upsell in that online experience. And I think Amazon cracked that nut a long time ago and kind of have proven the model of online works really well, and consumers gravitate towards that channel when given the opportunity.
Yeah, and it's just like this technology is available. Use it, utilize it. It's just such an easy way to leverage things and to, people are always like, I find they're always looking to the wrong things to like, they got to revamp their whole service offerings or raise all their prices at once and stuff. But if they just learn how to leverage this technology, like it's definitely like helps the bottom line, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I think one thing that often scares people a little bit about it is they feel like they might be giving up control. But exactly the opposite is true. You still maintain control over what's coming in that online channel because you're the one that is kind of turning the dials and flipping the switches that controls which pets get in during what times of the year for what value. And so you actually have a higher level of control over that channel versus trusting, as you said, you get a different experience for who answers the call at that front desk. And it's kind of potluck on how that person feels today. Maybe somebody's trying to book a one nighter over Thanksgiving, and that front desk associate doesn't really notice that it's Thanksgiving weekend. And they take that reservation and ownership's like, I wish you would have waitlisted that reservation, right? Leaving it open for a better reservation to come along. So that's what kind of opens the door for the kind of second part of the online booking experience, which is revenue management. And so we've talked a lot about that in depth in the past, Fern, but it's another huge value unlock that allows you to control the value of the reservations and the type of reservations that get in during your peak periods and the highest demand times of the year. So lots of I think again the industry is definitely coming around and getting warmer to this idea, and it's definitely not going in the other direction. We're catching some momentum here.
Yeah, I was just speaking actually with one of our clients earlier this week, and I was asking him about his numbers, we're reviewing stuff, and he was saying that his numbers were okay, but he said profits are up. Like he's like we're profits up, and I was like, okay, well, what's going on? Why is that happening? He's like dynamic pricing. Like it was that simple. It was like he said, he was using your dynamic pricing, and he's like, yeah, it's increased our profits just from doing that, just from turning it
You,
on.
Exactly, exactly. I think a lot of us, and I've been guilty of this, if we've optimized around the wrong metric. And I've always tried to optimize around every single room has to be full during Christmas. And I would always kick myself if there was an empty spot because I didn't feel like we maximized revenue opportunities during those peak periods. But now I'm having a more broad view of profitability. It's not just about butts in seats, it's about how profitable are those butts in the seat. And we often see instead of operating at 110% capacity, which drives your staff nuts and
Yeah.
makes things a little, more chaotic than they need to be during those peak periods, 95% capacity could be more profitable and give you a happier operation in the long run.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he said. That's it. That was what he reported to me. It was exactly that, and it was just really great to see. So tell us what else do you guys have cooking at Goose? What are some things that you've been working on, and maybe even what's to come?
Yeah, so we are super excited about other initiatives we are pushing on. One being customer lifecycle management. We have a full marketing engagement platform that we've introduced into Goose with some AI components into that. Allows you to automate touch points to consumers who've used your services and go recapture them for some that have lapsed and does this on an automated basis. It also allows you to send out SMS or email marketing, getting rid of Constant Contact or other platforms that you may have used in the past. And that all becomes into one unified platform in addition, with that marketing kind of platform that we have, is the marketing attribution. So a lot of folks are advertising on Google and Meta, and they're running ads. And Google and Meta is really good with telling you how many views and how many clicks those ads are generating. But that's kind of where the data stops on their end. It's ultimately what I want to know is, what's my return on ad spend? What am I getting back for the ad dollars going out? And so where Goose can pick up the ball and run is, when somebody clicks one of your Google or Meta ads, we can track that user and then attribute if that actually converted into a reservation and the value of that booking. So we have a full dashboard that tracks all of the campaigns that you're running in Google and Meta, and accurately track how much those campaigns are generating for you. And so that's been a huge value creation for folks who are spending marketing dollars, to actually tie what's coming back to them and what they're making, and seeing if those marketing dollars are being spent well, and if they need to reallocate to different campaigns and see which campaigns are working better than another. It's very visible and apparent through that dashboard. So that's been great. Another initiative we are really excited about is the introduction of a AI rules engine that will allow, what we've seen in this industry is every business is different. They all have a little bit of variability on how they operate. And there's different things that they like to account for to optimize around safety and compliance, and what reservations get in when. And so this AI rules engine will allow facilities to create custom rules for their facility, speak it in plain language into the AI chat, and that will create a rule that will guard against that type of reservation. Here's an example. Let's say I only can take, 3 private play dogs during peak periods for daycare, because I just don't have the staff to devote to those individual use cases. Dogs tagged private play, limit those to 3 during the 4th of July. And so when that fourth dog comes along that has that private play tag, there won't be availability for it. And so you can start thinking about how these rules can just help you better optimize your operation, and you don't have to make all these manual decisions on the fly, and things don't slip through the cracks as your business operates at a very fast pace during these peak periods. So super excited about that. A few other examples. And again, we're starting with tag-based rules because a lot of people use tags to associate little attributes about a pet. And so let's say I can't let destructive dogs book my luxury suite, right? I don't want it getting torn apart. And so any dog tagged destructive just can't book luxury suite. It won't be available to them. And so again, you can start kind of thinking, and the wheels start spinning about how facilities might use this AI rules engine to really write custom rules for their operation. They're not confined to a software that is very rigid and structured and operates one way. They can, the world is their oyster. They can create whatever they want.
What I love about that is that I just think of like, so let's say your business has this rule, and now you got to make sure you tell every staff member and train every staff member and have them remember it when that person is at the front desk or they take the call or whatever. But now, if they choose not to use the online engine and the person there, the staff is just going through the software, doing it for the person, and all those rules are in place. They don't have to think about it. They don't have to look it up. It's all right there. And then they can not make a mistake and then have this dog who was not supposed to be allowed in. Now you got to deal with them on July 4th.
That's a great example. I've used that example before. It's like when a call comes in, there's a lot of other things going on at that front desk, and somebody's talking to a customer. They have a request. There's a lot of variables to crunch on the fly. What are the dates? Who are the pets? Who's the customer? How long's the stay? How many pets are in the reservation? Does the pet have any tags that prohibits it from booking? So to think that that front desk person who's getting $15 to $20 an hour can crunch all of those effectively on the fly to make a really important business decision for you, it's kind of unreasonable. So why not put that logic in the software and not have them have to think about it? Just follow the rules in the software, and you're going to have better reservations, more compliance, more safety, and a more efficient, I think, better running business.
Yeah, and it takes the stress off the staff too to have to remember
Oh,
all
for
that
sure.
stuff and everything. It's like, oh no, in our system, we have no like blame it on the like, we're booked for that. We don't have that available. Sorry. It takes the pressure off them, and it's just the fact. We can take you or we can't take you. Like it's not. Let me check and find out. Let me ask someone. It's just a bad experience when that happens. So I think it's really good for everybody. It's a win-win-win. The staff is happy, they have that pressure off them. The customer is getting exactly what they need when they need it, and it really optimizes everything on the back end from an owner perspective. It's exciting.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. So launched that into beta recently, and we'll have that in general availability soon.
Awesome, awesome. Now, where can people come talk to you guys, do a demo? Like, what is the step if someone and real quick, maybe, because I know this is a kind of a pain point for a lot of people, is the changing software seems like a daunting process. So how do people get a demo, and then what would be the next steps if they wanted to kind of move forward?
Yeah, you can always visit our website, goose.pet/demo, and sign up for a demo. Love to learn more about your business, take you through, show you around. We've definitely been optimizing the process of switching softwares, right? I'm not going to lie, it's not fun. Switching out your whole
Never.
operating system is never easy. It's not for the faint of heart. You have to really want something that's better for your business and believe that a new software can actually create more value, generate more revenue, and make your operation run smoother. So anybody that's into that and is looking for something a little bit better, I encourage you to go to our website, goose.pet, and check us out.
And as hard as it is, it's never going to get easy. It's never going to be easy. So it's like you just got to do it. You just got to and go through the process and do it. But the sooner you do it, the sooner you're now on this better system that can you'll be like because you'll be like, wow, I'm glad I didn't wait longer because it still was a process. But now I have all these new tools and stuff rather than stuck in something that's not serving you. So I
Yeah,
encourage you
I
guys to do
think
a demo.
the cost of not making the switch is far greater than the pain of switching.
Yeah, that's the truth because I've seen it in our clients. A number of our clients are now Happy Goose users, and yeah, it's been fun to see, how they're leveraging all of this new stuff that's available to them. That they it's like kids new toys at Christmas. It's really cool to see them, getting into it. Well, Chris, thank you as always for coming and sharing all this stuff and for constantly pushing this industry where it needs to go. I really do appreciate it. It's companies like you, like Goose, that I think are going to bring the pet industry where it needs to go.
We're excited. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks so much, Chris.
Take care.